yourself into standing, so just get yourself into a good degree of posture. And then from here, we're just going to bring the arms forwards, and I want you to just shift your weight into your toes and then come back. So come forward, shift your weight into your toes, come back. Now start to lift the heels, just a little bit. Good. And again, now obviously I don't know what surface you're on, so if you're on carpet, just be careful, you're going to have less stability underneath your feet, so you might need to just take it easy a little bit, wait for the body and the legs to warm up. So shifting forwards, coming up slowly here. I'm on a thick mat, and that's kind of just as awkward as carpet. Lovely when you're laying down on your side, but not so great when you're trying to balance. Good, now start to come up a little bit higher. Let's get the arms up a bit higher now. So really lifting all the way up, warming up into the lower part of the legs here and into the feet. So notice when I'm coming down, I'm just giving my feet a little lift. Lift the toes, swing the arms up. Good stuff. That's it. Good, one more here. And then we're gonna come down into, just come down about halfway and then back. So I'm gonna turn sideways here because the art of the squat is something that I'm always trying to perfect with people. So imagine you're sitting back into a chair. So stick your bum out, press back. Yeah? So very quickly I'm going to show you, if you struggle with squat, and what I mean, it's really worth having a look in a mirror here when you're doing a squat. Because if your squat looks more like this, then what's not happening here is you're not getting any opening in the glutes. And there's lots of reasons why people can't squat, but what really helps, I'm going to grab my block here, is if you could use a book actually, and then pop your heels on, toes, and then look, you get all the way down here, look at that, and we really open up into the glutes. So it's really worth, if you struggle with the squat, investing in a block. They're about £6-7, or getting yourself a book. I'm just thinking a book might not be quite as comfortable. Good, so it's really just opening up into the glutes here. Good, well done. Now, from here, come back up to your standing position. We're just gonna take the spine just through a bit of lateral mobility here, making sure the core muscles are nice and warm. So just an easy side bend. Good, so glide the fingers down. Try not to push the hips out. Good, now from here we're gonna come all the way back. Move yourself towards the back of the mat. You've got the length of the mat in front of you here. And then we just take the roll down. So chin to the chest. We come forwards here. Good, and from here just have a little rock around, just wake up into the trunk of the body here, so don't move the hips, you're just twisting through the waist. Good stuff. And then we're going to come all the way down. Good. So last little stretch here, just going to lift up through the spine and come back into neutral. And again, lift up into the spine. Good stuff. Now, from here, we're going to drop down onto the forearms. This gives us a bit more of a stable position here. Now, curl the toes of your right leg underneath, and then you're going to lift up as if trying to push the ceiling away with the palm of your foot, and then lift. Now, when you're taking these sort of hamstring curls, which is what we call them, just watch again that you're not kind of doing this. Okay, so some people end up lengthening the leg all the way. You want to keep this right angle in the knee here and push up. Good. So really just getting into the hamstrings here, strengthening up into those hamstrings. So just taking a few on each side to start with. Drop down, let's change. So give that a little rest. Let's come up left side. Good, so keep your eyes looking down. Try not to look down at the knees it's tempting. Most people want to relax the neck completely, and we just want to keep that alignment through the neck here. So pressing up. Good. Needless to say, you need to keep your tummy tight. So always we need the core slightly pulled in here, so kind of draw through the tummy. Now bring that left knee down. We're going to take the right back up here, and we're going to add some pulses. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1, drop it down. 3, 2, 1, drop it down. 3, 2, 1, and drop. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop. 2 more. Good. So you should be starting to feel this now. And drop. Last one. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now hover the knee above the floor here. We're going to open up the hip and come back. Open up and come back. Now if you feel a bit restricted here, come up onto the hands and knees and you'll get a little bit more rotation. Sorry, onto the hands. Already on the knees. Good. So squeezing in. Now try not to collapse into the left elbow as you do this. Good. So nicely opening into the hip, activating into those glutes. And of course you can also do this in a side lying position as well, the clam. But I think it's a bit harder this way. Good. Well done. Let's just take 2 more here. Good, well done. And relax it down. Just have a quick squeeze back into child's pose. Have a little wriggle into the shoulders here. And then come forwards. We're going to do the same to the other side. So press back down. We're going to take these pulses into the left leg. So we come for 3, 2, 1, drop down. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, drop down. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. So 2 more of our 3s. Challenges my math skills, this. Almost as much as doing my daughter's homework. She's only 7. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you might start to feel this in the glute of the right leg, which is perfectly normal, yes? Good, well done. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then pop up onto the hands here, open into the hip. Good, so staying strong in the right arm, try not to collapse. Good, opening up nicely into that hip. Good, well done. Good, so last few here. Good stuff. And let's sit back here. So sitting back into child's pose gives the glutes a bit of a stretch here. If you want to take the knees wider, kind of do what feels instinctive with this. And again, just have a little wriggle around here just to stretch out into the shoulders. And then we're going to rock over onto the right side here. So come all the way down. Now with this side lying position, if you're not comfortable with the shoulder here, bring it forwards and just bring a cushion under your head. From here we're going to lift this top leg up. So this is the one leg circle, single leg circle. And I like doing it on the side because we get a lot more mobility out of the hip. Now, this leg wants to be straight, no bend in the knee. And you want to try and get the leg back beyond the center line here. Good, now you can make your circles as small or as big as you like, but keep the hips stable. You want a small gap between your waist and the mat. And if you feel a bit unstable here, like you're wiggling around, just pull this bottom knee in slightly and it will give you much more stability. Good. And then we're going to switch sides. Good, so you're going to feel probably quite a bit of fatigue here in the glutes as we circle. Good. So this exercise, the aim of this exercise is really about improving mobility of the hip joint, but you know, you've got that lot, some of the biggest, or the biggest muscle groups in the body here you're holding up with your glutes, so no wonder it is going to strengthen the glutes as well. Last one here. Ooh, bring that leg in here, give the bum a bash. The other good way to release is step the leg back and just let the glute relax a little bit here. Now let's roll over, and if I'm thinking about lower body strength here, an obvious choice is the bridge. And also we get a lovely stretch, mobility stretch all through the back here. So from here, hands down to the floor, I want you to tilt the pelvis here. So pubic bone lifts to the ceiling, you're going to press your feet into the mat, lift all the way up into bridge. Now if you want to give yourself a minute to come up halfway and then roll down, kind of really giving each vertebra a chance to make contact with the floor. Good, so just taking a couple here. Good. Now we can do lots of things with bridge to help strengthen into the glutes and the hamstrings. We can come up here and we can pulse the hips up to the ceiling. But what I like to do is to address each leg at a time, because we're going to have disparities in strength between each side of the body, and it's worth knowing and working on those weaknesses. So let's hold bridge here, and we're going to lift the right leg up. So you're aiming to get your ankle here over the hip. Now holding your bridge with your left, we're going to inhale as we lower. Now try not to let this leg drop down. Exhale, press all the way back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. And press. Tough, these single leg bridges. Good. Nice and easy. So try to maintain momentum. You don't want to be thrusting the hips up and really stressing the hamstrings and the glutes. You want to kind of give yourself a bit of time. Good, well done. One more here. And let's drop down. Good, let's come back up again, because of course we're going to have to do the other side. So here you've got to start to make a mental note of what's going on here. Now, it's a lot of people think that when they struggle with this single leg, that it's to do with the glute strength, the hamstring strength, but a lot of it, in terms of keeping the hips stable here, is to do with oblique strength, so the stabilising muscles that run down the side of the core, which is why core work is so important. So if you've got a hip dropping down here, it's likely to be that you need to work on oblique strength on that side. So some side planks, something like that. Good, well done. Nice and easy. So you can see I'm just lifting and lowering, I'm not going frantic. And you know, actually sometimes the slower you go, the harder it is. One more here. Good stuff, well done. Come all the way down. If you want to just take a bit of a release stretch into the back, hug the knees in and just make circles in the mat with your back. Good, now from here, roll all the way over, come up. We're going to swing around to the other side, and of course we're going to do our single leg circle over on this side. So come all the way down. Bring these knees, send the legs away here. You might want to pull the bottom knee in here if you need a bit more stability. And then up we come here with the leg. I didn't say this on the other side, but make sure that you're not rotating the hip here. So you want the ankle and the side of the leg facing the ceiling. Good, again, you want to lift and pull through the tummy here, so you've got a little bit of a gap between the waist and the mat. And off we go, circling nicely. And again, you might have found one side was easier than the other with this one leg circle. Obviously, it could depend on mobility in the hip, but in terms of how it felt for the for the glutes, so the big muscles in your bottom, which side felt stronger, which side perhaps needs a little bit more work. Good, well done. And let's swing it all the way round to the other side here. So come forwards and lift. Good. Nice and easy. Good. So remember, you want to take the leg back slightly. Keep the leg really long, no bending in the knee. Good, well done. So last one here. Good, and then just pull the knees in here. Give that bomber bash, or step this leg behind here for a stretch. Good, well done. And then from here, we're just gonna have a little bit of a stretch here. So into the hamstrings, into the glutes, come round onto your tummy here and take the knees out nice and wide. And we're gonna sit all the way back. So here you get to stretch a little bit into the hips here and open up into the glutes. So come all the way through here. Good, have a little squeeze of the knees into the mat one at a time. And then from here we lift up. And in your tabletop position, I want you to pull your right knee in underneath you here. Slide your left leg back. Now this is a great stretch for the glutes and the hips. So you need to kind of try and open the hip up a little bit. So pull this leg round. Obviously be careful because it's the hip joint. And depending on your levels of flexibility, this might be completely enough for you, just being up nice and high, resting on the hands. And you want to kind of lean in towards the center line here, using the weight of your body to stretch into the glutes. And have a kind of rock around, so come into the center and then rock to the outside. And you'll notice that the emphasis of the stretch shifts to different areas of the glutes, goes deeper into the hamstrings on one side and then further away and out towards the hip on the other. And if you feel a point that's a bit tender, just linger there for longer until that tenderness starts to subside slightly. And then let's slide it back, come through again with the left knee, sliding back with the right here, and again. And you're going to notice, again, real disparities from one side, like this side for me here is so much tighter. So I would always spend, if I'm stretching, spend a bit longer here until the discomfort starts to ease. And again, you know, you've got a slight tender point here for me, right to the very deep into the top of the hamstrings. I get quite tight here. Good stuff. And then come back and then hamstring stretch. A few ways to stretch the hamstrings. I'm going to show you this one. So you're going to bring the right leg forwards here and then bring your hands down. So you want this leg to be almost straight. So you've got a slight bend in the knee here. The toes are to the floor, hands down. And then here you're going to lift the toes and you're going to press your heel into the mat and then kind of pull back with your heel and with your tailbone. And you get this kind of lovely long stretch all the way through the hamstring. Now again, have a go at like moving the foot slightly. So when you take the foot to the outside, it's going to move, shift the emphasis of the stretch. You've got 3 hamstring muscles in the back of that thigh, so it kind of gets to them all. And also here, sometimes the insertion into the knee here can get tight. So again, we can kind of get into that. So just wiggle this foot around here. Let's shift round to the other side. Good stuff. If we do nothing else in life for our bodies, we should stretch. So again, press the heel down, pull back. Good. Muscle tightness is so often the start, the beginning of problems, the cause. You know, joint issues, fortunately, tend to be, as we get older, not always. Whereas, you know, inflexibility, muscle tightness starts from a very young age. childhood. Good. Well done. And there we have a little bit of lower body strength. I hope you enjoyed it, got something out of it.